Hey there Windowers, and welcome to this week's live stream coming at you every fortnight on a Friday at 7 PM GMT +1. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your patience. If you've been in the chat before the stream for the last few minutes, then you've probably seen the poll that I put on there. And oh my god, I mean, obviously it's a Windows on Windows stream, so there are technical problems. We've actually not had any major technical problems for a while, but clearly that was too good to be true. So I actually do have a slight technical problem. I think it is one that we can deal with and actually fix. It might just require a little bit of patience and waiting. But anyway, how are we all? Before we get into that, how are we all? How's it going? If you're on the Discord, then you may have seen that last week I was actually ill, so apologies that there were no videos last week. I was literally just ill and then recovering. Thankfully, nothing serious. Thankfully not COVID, because I mean that could have been bad. So I mean, I don't think it was COVID anyway, so yeah, could have been worse, but I just needed a little bit of time to recover. So thankfully I am recovered. However, literally within the last day I've now got a toothache as well, and it's really bad, and like to the point where I can't drink cold drinks. So I mean, again, this could have been worse, right? Because thankfully I can still drink tea, and that is okay, but I can't drink anything cold because it's really painful, and it's literally come out of nowhere. So I don't know where that came from, but yeah, now I'm going to deal with that problem. But thankfully that doesn't actually stop me from streaming, which is helpful. So yeah, who have we got in chat? So Gareth, see you, nice to see you, Gareth. We've got Solar Strike, nice to see you. Hello to Christian, thank you for being here. We've got PM, thank you for joining. PM's talking about Terraria. Is it me that you're asking to try Terraria? I have played Terraria actually, not for a while. It's kind of like Minecraft, isn't it? It's like 2D Minecraft, kind of. I think Minecraft's better personally. What do you think? Okay, so hello to Dylan, thank you for joining. Hello to Rias, thank you for joining. Hello to Billy, thank you for joining. Do we have Dominic here? Dominic, who should be moderating. I mean, if you're busy, Dominic, it's fine. I'm just Dominic has literally been in every stream, so thank you very much, Dominic, for all your help so far. But yeah, I've not seen Dominic today. So yeah, in terms of the technical problems, I will show you what is going on. And actually, now that I've said that, it actually looks like we may have made some progress here. So let me show you the virtual machine. So just to give you an update on what's going on, basically the last few streams we've been looking at various things. We've not actually looked at any Windows 11 builds for quite a long time. So the aim of the stream this evening or today, depending on where you are, is I want to basically catch up on the last few Windows 11 insider builds that have come out. So we've missed quite a few of them. So yeah, that's the aim. That's what I wanted to do. So as you can see, we are in Windows 11 now. I will try and explain what this technical problem is, because looking at this, you might not even think that there is a technical problem. So this is the problem, and it was caused by me. So my Windows 11 VM, and actually let's just log in here so that you're not just looking at this login screen. My Windows 11 VM has not been updated until today, since the last time I used it in a stream. So it was on an old build. You know, I'd not even booted it up since then, so I had to go through the process of installing, you know, all the store updates and updating it through Windows Update. So the problem I had is that you may have noticed by the title of the video and the thumbnail that I wanted to look at basically the latest Cobalt build of Windows 11. Now, if you're not up on what this jargon means, Cobalt is basically the version of Windows 11 that is going to be released on the 5th of October. So I wanted to look at the latest build of the released manufacturing build of Windows 11. That's aiming to come out, like I said, on the 5th of October. So the problem I had is that I forgot to change my Windows Insider settings in the VM. I forgot to take it out of the dev channel and put it into the beta channel. So again, in case you're not aware, if you're in the dev channel in the Insider program at the moment, you're actually going to get given the nickel builds of Windows 11. So these are the builds for the next version of Windows 11. So the first kind of semi-annual update. So that meant that my Windows 11 VM was trying to install build, and I don't remember exactly, it's like build 22,400 and something. So one of the nickel builds, like the latest nickel build, which is not what I wanted it to do. So then I had to go through the whole process of trying to stop it installing this update. So I went into the software distribution folder and deleted everything, and, you know, did that whole process, and it was still absolutely insisting on installing this update. So essentially what I've now done is and this is where I'm at the moment. I've downloaded the ISO for build 22,000.132, I think it is. Is that the ISO build? Is it 132? I think so. So that is what I've just been installing. And as you can see, I'm at the point now where we're just at the end of installing that build. So hopefully we should be very soon booted into build 22,000.132. So, I mean, that's not too bad, is it? So I think all we'd now have to do is go back to Windows Update and install any cumulative updates that are being offered. And that should bring us up to date to the latest Cobalt build, I think. But as you know, this is a Windows stream, so something will probably go wrong. It probably won't be that simple, but that's what I'm going to be aiming to do. So basically, the reason for the poll was just to see, basically, if you wanted to just look at, you know, if you wanted me to stream anyway, obviously I don't mind. I'm here for the stream now, so we can do that. But it might just take maybe, you know, 15 minutes for us to actually get up to date to the point that I was actually meaning to start looking at Windows 11. Anyway, sorry about that. That seemed like a really long description of what's going on. I probably did not need to say all that, but hopefully you know generally what is going on. Okay, so Secdwire, thank you for joining. And yeah, the dev channel's on 22.454, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, there's only a few changes anyway. It's nothing major. So, you know, by not looking at the nickel builds yet, we're not missing a lot. It's literally, you know, 2 or 3 changes. And yeah, Rias says that as well. There's not a lot that's actually changed. Right. Gareth says the ISO should have automatically upgraded to 0.184. I did not know that. Shall we check? Because that would actually be brilliant, because that would save a little bit of time going through updates. Oh, okay. Well, we're almost there. We're on 22,000.176. Thanks, Gareth. I did not realize it was going to do that. That's actually better than I thought. So that means that all we should have to do now is install literally the last cumulative update to get it to 0.184, I think. So let's just go into Windows Update. We'll have a look what we're going to get offered here. Hello, Jonathan. Thank you for joining. Don't worry about being late because I've had technical problems anyway, so you've not missed anything so far. Right. So what else we got going in chat here? So Wayne says the update won't take long. I did it earlier today. I mean, yeah, the good thing about these cumulative updates is it is a lot quicker, isn't it, than it used to be when you had to install full builds on top of each other. So it's definitely better now. And this looks like this is exactly what I want it to do. So yes, I am being offered this update. So let's download this. And fingers crossed that hopefully nothing else is going to go wrong. And then I can actually relax because I'm a little bit stressed about this. Briefly says hello to me. Hello, Briefly. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. I don't recognize you. Have you been in a stream before? If not, then welcome. Hello to CEO. Thank you for being here. And Anjania says, hello, how are you? I am okay. I'm a little bit stressed, but as long as this update downloads and everything goes smoothly, I should be okay. So yeah, it's also actually a little bit hot in the UK. Is anyone else in the UK? I know Gareth is. The last few days here, it's been really hot, like out of nowhere. And UK weather is always like this. It like changes day by day. Like it can be really hot one day, and it was literally 30 degrees yesterday where I am. And today it's 19, so it's not quite as hot, but it changes like so quickly. It's a bit weird. I don't know. Does anyone else have that where they live? Is it like that in the US? I don't know. It's just very bizarre, I think. Okay, so So Billy says, why do you have the Windows 3.1 flag on your shirt? I love this shirt. I've actually probably worn this. I think I have worn this, the same shirt in the last 3 streams. I should probably actually change to something else now. But yeah, I love this. It's just because I like this logo. I like this version of the Windows logo. So there you go. Right. Bandis says, I thought the code name for Windows 11 was Sun Valley. Since when did they change it to Cobalt? Okay, I was actually having a discussion about this on the NT Dev Discord server earlier. A little bit of a discussion anyway. So it's a bit confused. It's more confusing now than it used to be. With Windows code names, before this whole Windows as a service thing, it used to be quite simple because every release would just get given a code name, and that was the code name for the whole release. And obviously, you know, before Windows 10, we didn't have to worry about having these semi-annual updates, which are also given code names now. So it's a little bit confusing, I think. So depending on who you ask, some people say that Windows 11's codename is Sun Valley, but I was always of the impression that Sun Valley was the name for the visual changes, as in the UI changes, and not the actual operating system. So the logic that I'm using is logic that I'm bringing over from Windows 10 and how those releases were named. So for example, Windows 10 Vibranium. Vibranium is the codename for the last few semi-annual updates of Windows 10. Right, so for Windows 11, this first release that's coming out in October, all of the builds so far have been in this Cobalt branch. So I'm using Cobalt as the code name for this RTM release of Windows 11. But like I said, it's a bit confused. I think it's a bit of a grey area. Some people will say Sun Valley, some people will say Cobalt. I don't actually know what the answer is. It would be really helpful, actually, if someone from Microsoft would just say, this is the code name. Or even if they just said, we're not using code names anymore, you know, because it's different now, isn't it? It's not as simple as it used to be, where you just had one code name, one release, and then you'd move on to the next one. This whole Windows as a Service thing's made it a little bit more complicated. So again, that was probably a very long answer to your question. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So CEO says, I like your retro shirt with the Windows logo. I know, I love it. Love it. If you want to get one of these, there's loads of things like this on Redbubble and Etsy. You can just get loads of stuff like this. It's brilliant. Love it. Yeah, so basically, hopefully, we'll wait for this update to install, and then, as you can see here, I have gone back through all of these Windows 11 builds that we have missed, and I've basically got a list of all of the main changes. So we'll get this last update installed so that we're up to date with the Cobalt builds, and then I'm just going to run through basically what these main changes are. It's not every single change, because some changes were very small, but it's the main ones, basically the most interesting changes. So yeah, hopefully if you're interested, you'll stick around and we'll have a look at that in a minute. In the meantime, when we're waiting, what should we talk about? And it's actually quite rare that we just have a little space where we can talk about stuff, because yeah, I'm usually doing other things, aren't I? So yeah, what should we talk about? How many people have we got here? 25. That's quite good, isn't it? Quite good. We usually get more people on a Saturday when I have to change it to a Saturday, but and I put a poll on the channel a few days ago about this. Friday does still seem to be the most popular day, which is fine with me because I can do either day, but yeah, Friday is still more popular anyway. So yeah, so Gareth, I think you posted this a minute ago, didn't you? And I forgot about this. So at work yesterday, I found out that I'm the only one who's a technician who understands the command line. Wow, really? That's quite surprising, isn't it? I would have thought that technicians would be quite up on command lines, using the command line. That's a bit weird. Bandit says, what's your opinion on the new Windows 11 desktop context menus? I love them. I love all of the new visuals. I think it's so overdue. Like, even something small like the rounded corners has made such a difference, hasn't it? It just feels so fresh and newer than Windows 10, just having that small change. And I mean, I know it doesn't matter. A lot of people will say the visuals don't matter. I mean, they don't in terms of the usability of the operating system, or not a lot anyway, as long as it can run the apps you need. But it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to have visual changes every now and then. Right. Jonathan says, I watch this stream in between classes. Well, I'm glad that I've provided you with some mid-class entertainment. That's good. Billy says, do you hate Windows 10? I mean, hate is a strong word, isn't it? I don't use Windows 10 anymore. The reason I use macOS now is because I got kind of put off Windows 10 after a while. It was okay for the first few years, but then I think it got to a point where it felt like it was stagnating and Microsoft didn't seem to be paying it a lot of attention anymore. Do you know what I mean? In the first few years, we got lots of big, like, new feature updates and stuff, and then it kind of all, like, tailored off towards the end. Does that make any sense? So yeah, I went off it a little bit. I went back to Windows 7 actually for a few years. But the problem with Windows 7 now is that some of the apps I need aren't supported anymore and they don't work. So that's why I'm currently on macOS. So, I mean, the advantage of macOS to me at the moment is that I have an iPhone and an iPad. So everything syncs and it just works together really well. So that's probably the main reason, actually, to be honest, that I still use macOS. It's because it's just so easy. Everything communicates really easily. I don't need to worry about, you know, how to send files over from one device to the other. It just does it all for you. So So yeah, it is useful. Right, what else is going on here? How is this update doing? It's taken a while, isn't it? 70%. Right. Bandis says, would you rather use macOS Monterey when it comes out or Windows 11 for a daily driver? At the moment, I mean, this is similar to what I've just said, isn't it? macOS at the moment. Yeah, I'm not rushing to go back to Windows at the moment. I think if it gets to a point where I need to look for a new phone or something, or a new tablet, then I may consider getting an Android phone or, you know, Android tablet to have it play better with Windows 11. But yeah, I'm not rushing at the moment to go back to Windows. And I mean, some people don't like this, right? I get a lot of comments from people saying, you know, why are you using macOS if you're a Windows YouTube channel? But I mean, honestly, I've always been more interested in the history of Windows and like old versions of Windows. So looking at the past, the development of Windows. So the fact that I don't use current Windows, to me, doesn't seem like it really matters, if that makes sense. Again, I don't know let me know what your opinion is. I don't think it matters. Because, I mean, those old versions of Windows are always going to be there, aren't they? So, right, we're restarting. So we are getting there. Hopefully it'll just be a few minutes left. Billy says, do you prefer Windows 2000 or Windows 11? That's a good question, actually. I think that has to be Windows 2000. I've said this before. Windows 2000, it's just, I mean, it's stable because obviously it's based on NT technology, famously. So, yeah, I mean, it's really stable. It doesn't have any of the bloat that started coming in after 2000. So, I mean, XP wasn't too bad, but definitely after 2000, there was a lot more bloat coming in out of the box, wasn't there? So it's very clean, it's simple, it has just the fundamental apps that you need. You know, no visual styles, it's just very simple, clean, and it does the job well. And I mean, 2000, honestly, I think if not the most like well-aged version of Windows, it's one of the ones that has aged the best. I mean, XP's probably aged the best, hasn't it, actually, because that was very popular. But I mean, 2000 is very similar to XP underneath, and it's aged really well, like to the point where even say like 5-10 years ago, you could still run I could run all of the apps that I needed on a 2000 machine and use it as a daily operating system still, like 5-10 years ago. So it aged really well, I think. Billy says, wow, I love this boot screen. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that boot screen. I like the new logo's okay, but they need to update this like loading animation, don't they, to make it that new Windows 10X one, which apparently is coming in the nickel builds. So it looks like they may not have that updated for the RTM in October, but for the first Windows 11 semi-annual update, they may have actually changed that by then. So yeah, let's hope. Right, so CEO says Windows XP has also aged very well since it can still be used for various things to this day. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's partly to do with, again, the fact that it's NT, so it's very stable. The fact that, it was so popular, and all of the problems with Vista that meant that Vista was delayed. All of that really just made XP obviously even more popular, because people didn't have, for those like 5 years in the early 2000s, people didn't have a choice of moving to a new version of Windows because there wasn't one. So, I mean, that embedded XP in, society even more. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Right. Yeah, Gareth says, talking about this loading animation, so they have changed this in the early nickel builds. It could come, like Gareth says, and we talked about this earlier, didn't we, Gareth? It could come to the RTM build by way of a cumulative update. So they may actually bring that feature back through an update, but obviously we don't know at this point. Yeah, so actually I'm interested, how many people have been here in one of these Windows 11 streams before? Do you remember how slow my VM is? Because I haven't mentioned this so far, but you can probably tell it's very slow. So yeah, and I don't think it's Windows 11 that's being slow. I think it's the hard drive that I've got the VM on, because it's a mechanical hard drive and it's a little bit slow and also failing, which again, if you've been in the past stream, you'll know all about this, because I've moaned about this before. I have backups, don't worry. I have backups. It's fine. Right. So Adam says, I'm running Windows 11 dev channel in a VM and the boot screen has the 10x animation. Yeah, you're right, Adam. So the latest dev builds, which are now the nickel builds. So this is these are the builds for what will become the first semi-annual Windows 11 update. these builds do have that new boot animation now by default anyway. Yeah, they do. Right. Also, I don't know how this happened, but I have two cups of tea here, so I'm just going to finish this one first. 1 second. I'm just going to give the VM a minute, because usually it's very slow when it first boots, so I'll give it a minute to sort itself out. And then we'll have a look at these changes. How long has this taken? I don't think it's been too long, has it? Let's see. Oh, the iPad doesn't tell me. How long have I been streaming for? Can someone tell me, please? I thought the iPad was going to show me, but it doesn't show me. It's not been too long, has it? It's been like 20 minutes, I think. Right. Ben says, wait, have they changed the default wallpaper? They haven't, Ben. I've been changing the wallpapers for every stream just to keep it a bit more interesting. So no, they haven't actually changed it. Okay. 12 minutes, 18 minutes. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Okay, so fingers crossed then that is the end of that technical issue. So let's check actually. Are we now on? We should now be on 22,000.184. Let's actually check this. Moment of truth. Yes, we are. Okay, so that latest update that we just installed has brought us up to date. That's perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. So yes, let's have a look then at what changes have happened since we last looked at a Windows 11 build. So if you weren't in the last stream on Windows 11, the last build that I looked at was 22,000.71, which was quite a while ago. I think it might have been a month ago or more than that. Maybe 6 weeks ago. So yeah, there've been a lot of changes. A lot of them have been minor. So like I said, I won't go through all of them, but I'll go through the main ones. And you'll just have to excuse me if I'm looking at this list, because I mean there are quite a few here. So I just want to check that I'm not going to miss anything. So on the 22nd of July, and this is the first build after the last one I looked at, we got build 22,100. So when Microsoft announced this build, they also announced that they were going to start rolling out Microsoft Teams integration. So that's what we now have in the taskbar here. So we now have this new icon that's automatically added to the taskbar, which is called chat. And if you click this, it's basically Microsoft Teams, but it's integrated into Windows 11 out of the box. So I'm not actually signed up for Teams, so I'm not going to be able to show you all of it, but obviously you just sign in here, and actually it looks like it may have just made me an account anyway. Let's just maybe see if it does that. Yeah, okay, so it made that really easy. So I mean, this is kind of similar to the Meet Now feature that Windows 10 has. I think the only difference really is that Meet Now is in the system tray in Windows 10 instead of in the taskbar, and it also uses Skype rather than Teams. But I mean, obviously they're both accomplishing a similar thing, so this is basically a replacement for Meet Now. And I mean, this is just me speculating, but I'm guessing that Microsoft eventually anyway will probably deprecate Skype, I want to say, and move everything over to Teams. It looks like that's the way they're going anyway, but I'm not sure. And as we all know, Microsoft are very confusing to try and, you know, keep tabs of what they're thinking and what they're doing. But I'd imagine that's what they're going to do at some point. So then staying with the taskbar, there have been some changes as well in the system tray. So for example, the overflow menu here now has, or should have, rounded corners. This doesn't actually, and I'm not sure why, but this, yeah, they definitely have changed this, and this should have rounded corners to fit in obviously with the new Windows 11 visuals. I don't know why mine's not changed, but yeah, that's happened a few times before with the other stuff. Not sure. I might need to go to the store actually and update stuff. I'm not sure. So then we've also had some changes in the notification center here. So I will just wait for this to open. It's a little bit slow. So yeah, one of the changes here is that there's now a quick link at the top to go to your Focus Assist settings. So you no longer have to go into the settings app to actually get to this. You can go straight to it from the notification center. Also the calendar at the bottom, as you can see here, when you collapse the calendar, it now completely collapses literally into just the date. Whereas previously it would collapse to basically a smaller version of the calendar. So now it collapses completely so that it's only the date. And I think the thinking there is it just gives you then a bit more room for your notifications if you're not interested in having the calendar there, essentially. So then also in the system tray, and actually let's see if I can turn this on. The touch keyboard icon has been reduced in size slightly so that it doesn't look massive anymore, because I mean it really was a massive icon. So yeah, if you look, that is a lot better, isn't it? That makes a lot more sense. I mean, that icon before in Windows 10 was gigantic. It really was gigantic. I mean, I don't know if it was because it was for a touch keyboard, but it really was massive. And I'm just going to pause for a second so I can catch up on chat. Okay, so... Yeah, so Gareth was talking about the wallpapers a minute ago, saying that he thinks the wallpapers that we have in the preview builds will be in RTM. I think so. It looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, we've had the same selection of wallpapers in all the insider builds, so it looks like... I mean, there's no evidence that they're going to change them, is there? So I would imagine that they will. And actually, I think the wallpapers from the preview builds, or the default wallpaper anyway, you know, the blue one, that's been used in the new promotional videos, hasn't it, that have gone up on Twitter and stuff. They've actually used that wallpaper in those videos promoting the release date. So yeah, I'd imagine that they're going to keep that as default wallpaper. Okay, PM says Herobrine is not real. I feel like this is a different conversation, isn't it? But yeah, you're probably right. He's probably not, but who knows. Tech Wizard says, you are awesome, keep up the HD content. Thank you, Tech Wizard, I'm glad you enjoy it. Despite the technical problems, I try my best. Okay. CEO says that they have to go, but they have said it looks like you're getting close to earning 10,000 subscribers. We are very close, and actually, when we get to 10,240, that's when I'm going to do the next kind of celebration video, because that's going to be the release to manufacturing build number of Windows 10. So I'm going to wait. We will pass 10,000 first, but I'm going to wait a little bit until we get to 10,240, and then I'm going to do a little celebration special video. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy that. Okay, right. Just bear with me a sec. I've got a few more things here to catch up on. Zoda says, I think this is about that flyout, isn't it? Restart Explorer. Let's try that. Yeah, thank you. That is probably a good suggestion. Let's try that. These preview builds always have little quirks, don't they? And yeah, restarting Explorer tends to be one that fixes a lot of the problems. So let's actually see if that changes this. So this was in reference to this overflow menu here for the system tray icons. Yeah, thank you, Zodus. That did fix it. So there you go. That's how it should look now with rounded corners. Yeah, okay, perfect. Ben is asking about the graphics driver and if the resolution is low. It could be actually, honestly, Ben, it could be because I don't have the window maximized here. If I make this window bigger, it actually increases the amount of detail you can see. So let me do that. This should look a bit better, hopefully. Just let me know. Let me know if it looks a little bit better. But yeah, it should definitely be clear. And anyone else, please let me know if it's blurry, because it shouldn't be blurry. I'll need to try and fix it if it's blurry. It should definitely be clear. Right. Dominic Hay says your camera is in the way. Thanks, Dominic. Why did I use your full name then? I don't know. But thank you for being here. Yes, thank you for reminding me that my camera is usually in the way of all these things. And I forget every time. Let me just remove myself so that you can see this properly. Here we go. So this is the flyout. This is the overflow menu that you can now hopefully see has rounded corners now that I'm not in the way. So yeah, I did actually move. I actually went into OBS and moved my little picture up a little bit so that you'd be able to see the taskbar. But I mean, that probably wouldn't have helped anyway, would it? Because yeah, looking at an overflow menu, it's not even in the taskbar. So yeah. But yeah, I put it back for when we looked at Windows 1, because obviously Windows 1 doesn't have a taskbar, so yeah. Okay, Jaguar X says, is this running on real hardware? This is a virtual machine, so no. Right. Ben says, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the taskbar in the center. Are you asking me? No, I'm not. I am not a fan of the icons in the center. The only reason I've left them there is to try and keep the builds looking as close to as they are out of the box as possible. So I try not to customize them too much. The only thing I've changed here is the wallpaper. But yeah, I'm not a fan of having it in the center. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but apparently the main reason they did it is for people that have you know, like wide monitors or dual monitors, so that, for example, if you have a wide monitor, in order to get to the start button, you won't have to move your mouse all the way over to the very left corner of your ultra wide monitor. Instead, you've only got to move it down to the bottom center. So I mean, it makes sense in terms of minimizing mouse travel if you have a large monitor, but I mean, most people don't, right? So surely by default, it should just be in, you know, left aligned where it's always been. But I mean, they may have also changed it by default just to make it look a bit different, like a bit more different to Windows 10. So it could just be to do with the marketing, honestly. I'm not sure, but yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Because you can't, it's Fitz law, isn't it? You can't ram your mouse down into the corner and click to get to start anymore. Now you've got to actually make sure that when you move your mouse down here, it actually is in that target area. And there's no corner to, you know, capture the mouse and keep it on the button anymore. So yeah, I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I'm actually interested to see how long into the future this will stay. Like the whole center taskbar thing, because you know things come round in circles, don't they? Like features get introduced in one version of Windows, then they disappear, and then sometime in the future, usually they come back in some form. So I'm actually really interested to see how long the center taskbar idea is there until it gets changed back. Because I don't know, I want to say I think it will get changed back eventually. Maybe that's just me. Right. 1 second, just excuse me a minute, my iPad is falling and I can't see the screen properly. That's not helpful. Okay, so let's carry on with our changes. So going back to build 22,000.100, so at the time Microsoft announced this build, they also announced that they had added some new animations to the store. So again, I've not actually looked for these in the store since I looked at build 22,000.71. So I will open the store now, and actually we should check for updates just in case, but we'll hopefully see some of these animations here. So I mean, I think in the blog post it was they were just saying it was when you navigate in the store. So I mean, let's just click on Netflix and see what happens. Don't know. I mean, yeah, that is a new animation, definitely, isn't it? Definitely. Let's go back, let's see that again. And I mean, this is nice, isn't it? Because it ties in with all of these new little animations that are all over Windows 11. So again, it's just another thing that just it adds to the visual cohesiveness, which Windows really needs. It's been missing it for a very long time. So yeah, I like those. What do we think about the store animations? That's quite nice. I like that. Right, let's check for updates since we're here, just in case. So the last main change from build 22,000.100 is the taskbar icons when the app is in the background and it needs your attention. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but for example, if an alert comes up in an app or dialog box and it's in the background, so if it's minimized or whatever, then in the taskbar, the icon flashes, right? So in Windows 10, I think it flashes orange to notify you that there's something in the app that needs your attention. So in Windows 11, they've changed that slightly, and it's now, I believe, a shade of red. And it's not as, I mean, the color is not as solid and saturated as it used to be in Windows 10. So it's a little bit less intrusive, a little bit less, I think it was calm was the word that the blog post used to describe it. And I mean, calmness is clearly a thing that they're going for in Windows 11, right? With the visuals, everything's very, you know, calm. We've got very, you know, pastel shades in the wallpapers, in the accent colors. So yeah, calmness is definitely a thing. The new startup sound, for example, very calm. So yeah, that's clearly a thing they're going for. So then moving on to the next build, which was from the 5th of August, and this was build 22,000.120. This had a few extra things added. So for example, there is a new widget for basically monitoring family members, like notifications and information that are linked through your Microsoft account. And again, that's probably a really bad way to explain this, but if we go to widgets, let's see actually if we can see any of these new widgets. So yeah, we've got a Microsoft account family widget. So let's see, I don't know if that's going to be here by default. We may need to add it. Yeah, it's not, is it? So if we go here, I'm guessing it's family safety, I want to say. I'm just checking actually what else is new here. Don't think there's anything else new here. So yeah, it must be this family safety one. Let's see. I mean, I don't have any family members tied to my Microsoft account, so I won't see anything. But yeah, it's going to be this. So you can see it says, empower your family with digital and physical safety features, create a safe space for your kids to explore online, and locate your loved ones with the family map. So yeah, that's the family widget, I believe. Please let me know if anyone knows more about this than I do, but like I said, I don't have any family members on my Microsoft account, so I don't know anything apart from what I've read on the blog post. Withered Bonnie says hello. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Dominic says, I wonder if they've got any more animations in store for us. That was bad, Dominic. That was really bad. But yeah, thanks for that. Nice dad joke. Nice. Right. Yeah, Dalek says, yeah, talking about the start button, now that it's in the center, it is harder to click on because you have to be really precise with your mouse movements to get to it. Yeah. Thank you, Gareth. Gareth says, yes, this is the widget that I'm thinking. Yeah, so family safety is the new widget. So then if we go into File Explorer, there's a few changes here from build 0.120. So let's just go to a folder. So the new menu has been changed slightly. So previously it had a sub menu. I think it was just one sub menu, but it had sub menus in it. Now, as you can see, all of the options are just in one menu. So everything's just here straight away in the same menu, which again is better, makes a lot more sense. And then also in File Explorer, there are some more compact context menus if you're using a mouse. Now, honestly, I don't know if that's just referring to these general menus like this one. I don't know if it's talking about all of the menus in File Explorer or in the OS in general, but I visually can't notice a difference. But apparently these are meant to be slightly more compact if you're using a mouse. So again, if anyone else knows more about this, please let me know. But just looking at this here, I can't, I can't remember enough what the context menus were like in build 0.71 to be able to actually see the difference visually here. So I'm not sure, but they apparently are a little bit more compact. Okay. Zoda says that they got used to the center taskbar and start menu. I mean, yeah, if you use a feature long enough, you do tend to just get used to it, don't you? So, I mean, it's just a personal preference, I think, isn't it? So, yeah. Awesome. So then the next build, so this is from the 12th of August, build 22,000.132, and at the time of the announcement of this build, Microsoft also announced that they were updating some of the stock apps or included apps with Windows 11. So we have got a new version of the snipping tool, new version of the calculator, new versions of the mail and calendar apps. So again, I have done all the store updates, so we should be able to see these here. So let's actually have a look. So I'm just going to do it in the same order I've written them here. So snipping tool is the first one. So snipping tool in Windows 10, there were two tools that did the same thing, or virtually the same thing. We had snipping tool from Windows 7, which had been updated slightly for Windows 10. And then we had snip and sketch, which was basically doing 95% the same thing. In Windows 11, which makes complete sense, and this should have happened years ago, honestly years ago, they have combined those two apps and their functionality into one single snipping tool. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? How long has it taken for this to happen? It's taken years. It must be about 3 years. Something ridiculous like that, but they've finally done that. So they've combined the apps and now there's just one. So if you want to snip anything on the screen, there's one app. I mean, honestly, it's just obvious, isn't it? So yeah, this is the new snipping tool. I'll just do a little snip here to show you, but I'm sure you know how this is going to work. So there you go. You select the bit you want and it will just snip it. Funnily enough, there you go. And you can annotate it and do all sorts of other stuff, just like you could in the old tools. But I mean, yeah, this is definitely much better, isn't it? Having one tool that does that. It just makes it never made sense to have two. Okay, so then we have the calculator app, and I've not actually seen anything about this new app, so I don't know how this is different. Does anyone know? Is it the design of the buttons and stuff here? I'm not sure, but I'd imagine. Is that what's changed here? Does anyone know? Just let me know if you know. But I'm guessing it's just the rounded corners on the buttons here. I don't know if these options are new, actually. Are these new? I actually can't remember. It's been so long since I used the Windows 10 app, I'm not sure. But I mean, yes, this has apparently changed. It does look different to what I remember in Windows 10. Definitely. And then Singularity says this, thank you. So yeah, we also have new mail and calendar apps. So let's have a look at those. And yeah, just let me know if anyone knows what's changed in Calculator. Let me know in chat and I'll go over that. I'll just leave that there for a minute to remind myself. Pop that there. So what was that? That was mail and calendar. Yeah, so then mail and calendar apps, again, it's been so long since I've used the Windows 10 versions that honestly, I don't know what's changed here. So again, does anyone know specifically what's changed? Again, these look very similar to what I remember in Windows 10 actually. So I don't know what's different here. So yeah, let me know if anyone knows. I'm not sure what's changed here. I'll just have a little refreshment when I'm waiting for that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't see anything that's different here to what I remember. Does anyone know what is different? No one said anything yet, so I'll leave these minimized here just to remind us that we need to come back to those. But yeah, these have changed. I'm just not sure myself how they have changed. Okay, so then moving on to the next build, so for the 19th of August, build 22,000.160. This build, and again, this was an announcement around the same time that the build was announced, there was a refresh to the clock app. So the name has changed, I believe now, hasn't it? It was called, was it called Alarms and Clock or something like that? Now it's just Clock. So you can see here it says welcome to focus sessions, and this is again another new feature that comes with this. Achieve your goals and get more done with focus sessions. Tell us how much time you have and we'll set up the rest. After each focus period, you'll get a short break. This will help you to recharge and get ready for your next task. So you can effectively set a time here. So for example, 30 minutes, where let's say you want to get some homework done or whatever you're doing, and this is kind of like motivation to do it. So it will, I think it just shows a timer, right? Yeah, so it'll show you a timer, and then I'd imagine that it puts it into focus mode. Am I right? It looks like it has here. Yeah, so we've gone into focus assist, which, I mean, yeah, this is a good idea actually, isn't it? So yeah. So Jonathan, talking about these apps, is saying that he can't see anything apart from the rounded corners. So yeah, it could just be that, I'm not sure. Oh, and Gareth makes a good point. Yeah, this is a good point. Next year, or yeah, at some point, relatively soon, hopefully, if things go to plan, the mail and calendar apps are going to be replaced actually by a new app, a single app, which is called, I mean, at the moment, it's called One Outlook, isn't it? I don't know if that's the name that they're going to use for the final version, but yes, they are eventually going to merge those two apps, which again, I think makes sense, doesn't it? If you think about the Outlook app in Microsoft Office, that has mail and calendar all in that one app. So again, I think that just makes more sense to have it together. Yeah, just excuse me a second. I'm just pouring tea here in my second mug. I have no idea why I've got two mugs. Right, so what else is in the clock app here? So we've got the focus settings here. So what settings have we got? So we can have sounds for the end of the session. You can sync it with Spotify. Oh yeah, because there's Spotify integration now, isn't there? Yeah, so that's part of this. We've also got to-do integration. What's in here? Focus periods. Focus period automatic. Why? How does it determine what focus period to have? So yeah, so you can have a break as well. So every so often you can have a certain timed break, which is also a good idea. And then we've just got general settings here for app themes and so on. So yeah, I mean, this is good, isn't it? Does this have actual clock functionality though? Like alarms? Yeah, it does. Here they are. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's still got all of the old functionality that the old app had as well. So yeah, I mean, this is good, isn't it, really? I think this is really useful. That's a good idea. Right, so yeah, that was the new clock app. And also around the time of the 19th of August, that is when Microsoft announced that they were going to be making available ISO files for Windows 11, which is what I've used today to thankfully get this to upgrade to the right build. So yes, the ISOs that are currently available are for just one build as far as I'm aware, and it's build 22,000.132. So that's the only build at the moment as far as I'm aware that you can download an ISO for. But I mean, it's useful, isn't it? It's just a lot easier doing it that way than, for example, having to install Windows 10 first and then setting up your insider settings and then waiting for the updates. It's just a lot quicker to do it that way. Singularity says, imagine if the final name of One Outlook was Outlook Express. I mean, that would be a nice nod, wouldn't it, actually, to Outlook Express? I wouldn't be against that. Right, so where was I? Okay, so then we've just got a few builds left, basically. So on the 27th of August, with build 22,000.168, we got another new widget, which was the Microsoft 365 widget. Now, I don't think I have it on here, and that's probably, I'm guessing, because I don't have a Microsoft 365 subscription. So yeah, it's not on here, is it? So again, if anyone actually knows more about this, please let me know. Does this only show up if you have Microsoft 365? Again, I'm not sure, but I don't have it. So I'm guessing that's why it's not here. That is my educated guess. Harry, thank you for joining, and Windows Master, thank you for joining. This is not the Windows Ugly Sweater, although I do have some of them. This is just, this is from Redbubble. It's just a t-shirt with my favorite Windows logo on. Clearly the best one. Yeah, the Windows 3 logo / Windows 9X logo. Love it. Right. So then, on the 2nd of September, we got build 22,000.176, and there were no changes as far as I'm aware here. It was just, you know, bug fixes and stuff, other stuff like that. And then the 9th of September, very similar, we got build 22,000.184, which is the one that we're looking at here. And again, as far as I'm aware, it was just fixes at this point, and it makes sense, right? Because around the time of these builds, I think it was at the end of August, like 31st of August, that was when we got the announcement from Microsoft that they are aiming for the 5th of October to be the release date for Windows 11. So at the moment, with these Cobalt builds, now we're just at a stage basically where it looks like we're just going to get bug fixes until obviously they've got rid of as many bugs as possible, and then hopefully it'll be ready for release on the 5th of October. So yeah, that is where we are currently at with the Cobalt builds. However, if you were here towards the beginning of the stream, then you may remember me talking about Cobalt and Nickel and how it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. So in case you weren't here, I'll just go over this briefly. So basically now, if you're in the Windows 11 Insider program, then if you're in the dev channel, at the moment, you will be offered builds that are going to, well, they are from what will become the first Windows 11 semi-annual update. So for example, in the same way that Windows 10 gets updates twice a year, Windows 11 will be getting updates. I'm not sure if it will actually be twice a year. I have a feeling that they might have said it'll just be once a year, but whatever the plan is, it will be getting these Windows as a Service updates. So the builds that are now going out to the dev channel, these are builds for that first Windows 11 update. So the next version after the one that comes out on the 5th of October. Hopefully you're still with me. So this build that we're looking at here, build 22,000.184, this is the build, the latest build, latest insider build in the original Cobalt branch. So this is the original version of Windows 11 that, like I said, will hopefully go out on the 5th of October. So the Nickel builds that have been released so far, so this is if you're in the dev channel, remember. So the first one, and I will just touch on this because we may as well, on the 2nd of September, build 22,449 went to the dev channel, and this was the first Nickel build that went to the dev channel. And this actually brings that new 10x loading circle to the boot screen. And I'm sure a lot of you will be aware of this. I think there was a registry hack that you could do in this original version of Windows 11 to get that on the boot screen, but in Nickel builds, it's there by default. So that's again good for bringing that new Windows 10X look over a little bit more. So there's a little update there. There's also a new acrylic effect on the notifications. So, I mean, I don't think we've seen any here, have we, actually, notifications, but they don't have the acrylic effect on them at the moment in the Cobalt builds, but in the Nickel builds, they do. So again, that's just a little bit more visual consistency that they're bringing. And then also, there's just basically more, again, it's visual consistency, more rollout of rounded corners. And the example that they used on the blog post was that in the Windows Sandbox app, the close dialog in current Windows 11 Cobalt builds doesn't have rounded corners, but in the Nickel builds, it does. So there you go. Look, all these little things add up. So then the latest Nickel build on the 9th of September was build 22454. And notice that the build numbers are increasing again this time, right? And this makes sense because remember, by the time Microsoft announced Windows 11, they had already decided on the fact that build 22000 was going to be the RTM build. So all these little revisions we've got, these cumulative updates in the Cobalt branch, these have all just gone on to build 22000, right? Because they already had decided that was going to be the RTM build. With the Nickel branch, because it's still very much early in development, we are seeing, you know, a progression through build numbers, which is a little bit more similar to how it would have been in the past. So yeah, build 22454. That is the latest available Nickel build, and that introduces a new context menu for the recycle bin, which again makes it more visually consistent with the rest of Windows 10. So Windows 11. So if you look here in Cobalt Windows 11, this is just the old style context menu, right? I mean, it has rounded corners, but it's definitely the old Windows 10 menu. Compare it, for example, to this one, and you can see this is different. Yeah, so this is an example of one of the new Windows 11 menus. So in the Nickel builds, the recycle bin also has a menu that looks more like this. So again, it's just increasing visual consistency. So yeah, in terms of where Windows 11 is, that is basically where we are up to. Now, there is one more thing that I did want to do, which is to look at a program called StartIsBack. Now, a lot of you may already be aware of this program. It's very famous. It's actually quite an old program. I think it was introduced with Windows 8, I want to say. Please correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but I think that's where it kind of came from. It was one of many apps that came out during when Windows 8 was around to bring back a version of the start menu. So we had, you know, StartIsBack, which is this one. Stardot came out with Start 8, which did a similar thing. We had Classic Shell, which again does a similar thing. So this is just another version of one of those apps. So it's been available for quite a long time. However, currently there is a beta version that works with Windows 11. However, it only works with the Cobalt builds of Windows 11. So that is partly why I didn't upgrade to build 22454 for this stream, because StartIsBack wouldn't have worked. And I could have taken a snapshot of the VM, but then to restore back, it would have taken an incredibly long time because it's really slow. So yes, we will have a look at this. Some people were asking, I think Dominic mentioned it. So yes, thank you, Dominic. Dominic has put the link in the chat if you're interested yourself in having a look at this. It is, like I said, in beta at the moment. StartIsBack is a paid app, but at the moment, because this is a preview version, then it is free to download. So that is obviously a bonus. So we will definitely have a look at this. So startisback.com/TBD. And I'm just going to download this and then catch up on chat. I mean, I don't think it'll take long to download. Yeah, look, it's finished already. But I'll let you, if you're interested, I'll let you read what it says about this here, and I'll just catch up on chat for a minute. Let me just see. Harry says, this is talking about this shirt, isn't it? Yes, it was the best logo. I agree. It definitely is, isn't it? It is. It's just colourful and retro, and I don't know, it's just great. Right. Singularity says maybe we'll get more app rejuvenations. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. In fact, there are other ones, aren't there? The Paint app's getting updated. In fact, actually, I remember reading that from Panos on Twitter, but I don't remember seeing it on the blog post. But the Paint app has been updated already, hasn't it? Let's check. Has it? Maybe not, actually. No, this has not been updated yet, has it? This is just the old ribbon. No, but yes, you're right. Some of the other apps are getting updates. The Paint app, for example, I think, and again, if anyone knows more about this than me, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're getting rid of the ribbon and they're just going to have a single menu bar like they do in File Explorer in the Paint app. So yeah, that will be coming eventually. Hello, Windows Experience. Thank you for joining. Exploding Player says, I have Windows 10. Should I upgrade to Windows 11 when it's released, or should I find a different OS? That's just going to be a personal opinion, really. I mean, providing that your system meets the hardware requirements, you will get offered Windows 11 through Windows Update in Windows 10 anyway. So you'll get the option to upgrade if you want to. I'd imagine Microsoft will probably want you to. They'll probably push it quite a lot. Right. Gareth is talking about... Oh, I've lost it. 1 second. Gareth was talking about the updates, so like the semi-annual updates. So for Windows 11, yeah, thank you, Gareth. I was right in my thinking. It's going to be once a year for Windows 11. So Windows 10 has been getting updates twice a year. Windows 11, they're going to reduce it to once a year, which again makes more sense because you don't have to, businesses, for example, don't have to constantly worry about having to go through all these update processes. So yeah, that does make sense. Right, what else have we got? All-in-One Retro Gaming says hello, thank you for joining. Harry says this is about the recycle bin context menu, so we won't get this in the final version. I'm not sure. I mean, I think I might have mentioned this earlier. So at the moment, that new recycle bin context menu is in the nickel builds, which will become the first update, right? But, and Gareth made this point earlier, Microsoft could choose to take some of those changes and offer them to the Cobalt builds through Windows Update as a cumulative update. So you may get that feature anyway after the 5th of October as an update. I'm just not, obviously we're not 100% sure yet because we don't know what Microsoft are going to decide to do. Singularity says, now we have Retro Bar. Thanks, MJD, whether you're here watching the stream. Yeah, Michael has popped in a few times. So hello, Michael, if you're here. I don't know if Michael is here. But yeah, Retro Bar. Michael did a video on this, didn't he? And yeah, Retro Bar is one of my favorite apps that has come out recently. It's quite a new app, isn't it? But yeah, if you don't know about Retro Bar, go and check this out because it gives you, in fact, let's look at this quickly. It gives you the old Windows Taskbar on Windows 10 and 11, and it's quite customizable as well. So I'll just show you this page. I think it's a GitHub page, but it's got some previews on it. So for example, you can have the Windows XP taskbar or the Windows 95 taskbar. Yeah, so go check this out if you like customizing Windows. It brings back some of that much needed customization to modern Windows. So yeah, I'd go and check this out. And look how slow my VM is. Can you see this? It's painful. So yeah, there you go. As an example of just a couple of ways you can set this up. You can have it looking like this, and yeah, it's brilliant. I love this idea. I love all these customization apps. Right, where was I here? Tim says, makes me wonder if OpenShell will work on Windows 11. It does actually. I think I have it installed. Let's see. I think I do. Yeah, there you go. This is OpenShell. What used to be Classic Shell. It does work on Windows 11. I mean, at the moment, the only thing that you might want that it doesn't do right now is it doesn't map to the new start button. So in order to open this menu, you have to press the start key on the keyboard. So if you just press this, that'll just go to the normal Windows 11 menu. But yeah, the actual menu itself works at the moment if you're okay with launching it from the keyboard. So yeah, you can see it is working just fine at the moment. Oh, Dominic, you may have corrected me here. So Paint, the new version of Paint, has a redesigned ribbon. Oh, does it? I could be wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong. Singularity says, thank you. I forgot about this as well. The Photos app is also being redesigned. Now, again, has that happened at the moment? I want to say no. But I do remember quite recently Panos announced it on Twitter. I don't think it's been pushed out yet. But yes, the Photos app is getting updated. Thank you, Singularity, for reminding me about that. Yeah, it's not changed yet, is it? No, it hasn't. And I mean, let me know what your opinion is about this. The Photos app, that was one of the worst apps in Windows 10, wasn't it? In terms of performance, that was absolutely incredibly bad. So laggy, so slow. Honestly, I mean, it was just ridiculous. Right, let's go back to StartIsBack. Okay, I've almost caught up on chat. Just bear with me, I'm almost there. Okay, so Ben says it's kind of sad how the 2012 to 2021 logo, Windows logo, is just a flat logo, whereas the flag logo looks so cool. Yeah, I mean, it's indicative of like popular design changes, isn't it? Like gradients and, you know, curves and stuff used to be really common, didn't it? Like really in fashion. Now everything seems to be very flat. So yeah, it's kind of a shame. Although actually, as we're seeing in Windows 11, flat is still the fashion, but instead of being flat and square, it's flat and rounded now, isn't it? So we do have rounded corners on some versions of this logo, like on the start menu, not all, start button, sorry, not all of them, but some rounded corners. Anyway, so right. Yeah, so Dominic says you might want to install OpenShell before StartIsBack. Yes, I will probably do that. Thank you for that. That's probably a good idea because we don't want them to conflict with each other, do we? So let's go and do that. You're probably going to scream at me now because I'm going to do this the very old-fashioned way, which is the way that I still want to do this, which is to go to Control Panel and go to Programs and Features. But I think that's just going to redirect me now to the Settings app, isn't it? See, it's been so long since I used Windows that I just have not got used to the new way of doing it. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Okay, that surprised me. I thought that was going to just take me to settings and make me do it that way. Okay, well, I'll take that back then. Let's do it this way. Yes, we'll uninstall that. Thank you, Gareth. Panos teased the Photos app update on Tuesday. There we go. Tim says, yes, the Photos app is horrible. The Windows 10 app. I downloaded WinAero Tweaker and enabled the old Windows Photo Viewer. Yeah, it is still there, isn't it? Hidden. And yes, I used to do that as well, Tim. So yeah, again, if you're not aware, WinAero Tweaker is another great free app that brings loads of customization to modern Windows. So if you want to use, for example, the old Windows 7 Windows Vista Photo Viewer, which is so much better than the Photos app. I mean, honestly, I can't even describe it. There's no lag at all. It just works and launches instantly. If you just want to look at a picture, it's great. So yeah, go and download WinAero Tweaker. It can reactivate it for you. It's brilliant. Right, let's have a look at StartIsBack. So there are a lot of features. I mean, I've not looked at this, but from what Dominic has said and from what I've seen on the Twitter, there are actually a lot of new features in this new preview version of StartIsBack, to the point where it's more than just a start menu replacement. But I haven't looked at any of this, so I'm actually really excited about what things are going to be here. I'm actually getting really excited already because this already looks really cool. Okay, so hang on. Let's just digest what it says on the webpage first. Okay, so StartIsBack to be determined beta test. Okay, so it's for Windows 11 build 20,000 only, so Cobalt only. Okay, what is hot? So classic taskbar with all its features, revamped new icons and round corners, classic context menus with all new look, classic Windows 7 start menu with all new look and features. I'm excited already about this. Explorer improved, revamped ribbon and command bar search box that works, classic UI improved, rounded tooltips, dark mode improvements, notification area icons, control panel applet restored and revamped. Okay, there's actually loads. There's loads of things here already. Known issues. Okay, do not roll back to Windows 10 and do not install StartIsBack++. May not like other tweaks and shell apps, please remove. Okay, so we've done that already, so hopefully that'll be okay. May not be activated, will work until November 2021. So that's, I'm guessing if you want to use the free version, that's a preview now. You can use it until November without having to worry about paying for it. No translations, not for the dev channel. So that's talking about the nickel builds, and then not working is app uninstalling and orb management. So that makes it sound like at the moment we can't uninstall apps from the StartIsBack menu, and we can't change the start button orb, I'm guessing. What's this notice for? Oh, okay, I didn't see that. Okay, perfect. Right, let's have a look at this. So I'm going to just give you a little bit of time to look at these options. You can read these if you wish. I'm just going to look at chat while you might want to have a look at these. Right. Jonas, this is a good point. I read this somewhere. Thank you for reminding me about this. The new taskbar previews still use Arial, not even Sego as the font. Yeah, they haven't changed that yet, have they? I don't think. It's the wrong font. This font here. Yeah. That's not the right font, is it? Right. Okay, Dominic, let's see what you're saying here. So take a good look at the settings. Also try right-clicking in the center of the taskbar. You can reuse skins for StartIsBack++. That's actually really good. I would not have expected that. Perfect. Okay. Right, so right-click. What did you say? Right-click. Try right-click in the center of the taskbar. look at that. You've got the old taskbar menu back. Oh, how useful. Very useful. In fact, this already looks more like the Windows 10 taskbar, doesn't it? So this, yeah, this is actually better already, isn't it? Right, so anyway, let's have a look at these options. So where do you want to go today? Nice throwback reference. I like it. Okay, so proper Windows 11. Round start menu and taskbar elements. Corner taskbar icons. Open Windows 11 flyouts if possible. New command bar in Windows Explorer. Okay, so this is going to be the most faithful to Windows 11. Right. Kinda Windows 10. Square start menu and taskbar elements. Corner taskbar icons. Open Windows 10 flyouts if possible. Ribbon UI in Windows Explorer. Okay. Remastered Windows 7. Aero start menu and taskbar style. Ooh, that's excited me already. Corner taskbar icons. Open Windows 7 flyouts if possible. I'm very excited about this. Simple UI in Windows Explorer. You can tweak functionality and change style separately on other pages. To get back to these settings, right-click Start. Okay, perfect. Right, I'm just going to start at the beginning, I think. So let's just go for proper Windows 11 first and just see what happens here. So this should theoretically have the minimum amount of changes here. And in fact, has it applied this already? It may have actually applied it already. So let's just open this as well so we can see this. Okay, yes, we've got command bar here. Round start menu and taskbar elements. So yes, this is definitely round. Corner taskbar icons. Open Win 11 flyouts if possible. Okay, let's see then. So okay, so yeah, that opens the notification center. So does that, obviously. Yep, that opens the Windows 11 sound thing. And what would you call that? Like that used to be quick actions, didn't it, in Windows 10, this thing. So yeah, these all open the same thing. That will just open touch keyboard. I don't know why I pressed that. So yeah, there you go. Perfect. Right. So that's proper Windows 11. Now let's have a look at kind of Windows 10. And I mean, I will have a look at the other settings as well in a minute. I'll just go through these, you know, quick surface level changes, options that we've got to start with. So kind of Windows 10, let's try this. So square start menu and taskbar elements, corner taskbar icons, open Win 10 flyouts, and ribbon UI in Windows Explorer. Okay, right. So yeah, the taskbar's definitely changed. In fact, this looks more like Windows 8's taskbar than Windows 10. I guess that's why it says kind of Windows 10. This is definitely Windows 80, isn't it? With the square arrow looking buttons. Definitely. Oh, awesome. And it brings the ribbon back. I mean, that is so useful, isn't it? That's really useful. Right, let's try these flyouts then. So that's notification center. Ooh, Windows 10 clock. Okay, nice. Windows 10 sound. Nice. Windows 10, well, Windows 8 networks. Nice. Yeah, I like that. And let's check the start menu. And yeah, a square start menu. I mean, what more could you possibly say about that? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Does the taskbar have transparency still? Kind of. I actually can't quite tell. I don't think so, but that's actually a bit hard to tell. I can't actually tell. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. Okay, so then remastered Windows 7. Let's have a look at this one quickly. Ooh, okay, so now we have a much more Windows Aero looking taskbar. Nice. Okay, the Windows 7 orb. Nice. Okay, so let's have a look at these flyouts. Has anything changed here? So that still goes to notification center. Clock goes to Windows 7 clock flyout. Sound goes to Windows 7 sound flyout. Nice. That's very exciting. That still goes to the Windows 8 one though. That's a bit unfortunate, but yeah. I mean, they'd have to use the leftovers basically, wouldn't they? That it would have to be like this Windows 7 network flyout. I think that's actually been removed. So I mean, obviously they couldn't use that. They'd have to use this Windows 8 one. Interesting. I like that. And then Windows Explorer. What's different here? Oh, so it literally looks like the Windows 7 Explorer. Wow. That's really impressive, actually. Isn't it? That's quite impressive. That's just one app that does basically probably almost everything that you'd want to change if you did want to change Windows 11 to look like an older version of Windows. Wow, that's quite impressive. Right, let me just catch up on chat again here. So, So Dominic says, notice how Mika is now on the address bar. I did not notice that. Was that in, what was that in? Was that in proper Windows 11? On the address bar? Are you talking about this address bar? Mika's the one that shows the wallpaper through it, isn't it? I actually cannot see that here. What else? Oh yeah, you've said of Explorer, and I don't see that here. Or do I? I mean, Mika, the effect is so subtle, isn't it, that I find it hard to see. So I don't actually know. I mean, I can definitely see it on the window title area here. I can see it there. You can see the color changing as the green from the wallpaper bleeds through it. What about the address bar though? No, I don't see it. I don't see it. Do you see it? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's see. Right. Singularity says, I love how the title says, where do you want to go today? Yeah, that's a nice throwback, isn't it, actually? Throwback to that was the, if in case anyone's not aware, this was one of the 90s Microsoft slogans, I guess, that they used in adverts and stuff. So they used it in the Windows 8 advert, Windows 98 advert, for example. Yeah. Wasim, thank you for joining. I think I recognize you from Twitter. Is that right? I think you follow me on Twitter. I recognize your name from there. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the stream. Thank you for joining. I think Dominic said, or someone said, try dark mode, because that might make Mika a bit more obvious. Let's try that, actually. That's probably a good idea, just to keep it interesting as well. So let's just choose one of these dark themes, because I know dark mode is very popular as well. So why not? Let's do that. We'll give it a chance to adjust itself in my very slow VM. Look at it. Look how slow it is. Right. Let's try this again. Oh god. Let's just give it a minute. Right. So Antonia says, do you think Microsoft should add some sort of transparency to window corners, like aero transparency? I mean, there are. On the title bars, the Mika effect is a slight transparency. It's obviously, it's a lot more subtle than aero was, but it is there. Right, let's just get this out of the way a minute. Let's see. Can I see? Yes, I can see it here. If you move, yeah, this red is definitely visible. If you move that there, I can see that red coming through, definitely. But I mean, that is a very subtle effect. I'll tell you what it's like, actually. It's like, what do they call it in Mac OS? There's a Mac OS version of this. I'm going to open my settings here. What do they call it on here? Wallpaper tinting. Yeah, so in Mac, you can see it actually because it's on top of the VM window. Yeah, in Mac, it's called wallpaper tinting, and it does a similar thing. So whatever prominent colors you have in your wallpaper, it tints the windows in that color. So actually, this is the first time on Windows that we're going to have a look at a Mac feature, but why not? Because I think this is kind of, this must be where they've got this idea from. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if I turn this off, you should see that the whole window goes slightly darker. So when wallpaper tinting in Mac is off, it's just one shade of grey basically in dark mode, and all the windows have the same shade of grey. If you have the wallpaper tinting on, then it uses what color, prominent colors you have in your wallpaper, and then adds that to the window colors as well. So it makes the colors slightly different depending on what wallpaper you have. So yeah, it's similar to that, isn't it? The only difference in Mac is that obviously there's no transparency. So yeah, none of this is transparent, but it's a similar idea, I think. And I'm going to be honest here, it looks a lot better in Windows 11. I'm going to say that. This window looks a lot better than the Mac window that I just showed you looked. Don't you think? It does, doesn't it? So yeah, Mac visuals are nice and very consistent, but I mean, honestly, Windows could look so much better than Mac if Microsoft got their act together and made it all consistent, which looks like, to be honest, is what they are trying to do with Windows 11. So let's hope. Because yeah, it looks really good in Windows 11. Right. Mr. Rocket says, what's Mika? So, okay, so Mika is one of the new transparency effects that they've introduced in Windows 11. So Windows 10 had a transparency effect called acrylic, which was, for example, on the taskbar, you know, anywhere in Windows 10 where there was transparency, it was, well, it should have been this acrylic effect, which looked a bit like frosted glass. It's kind of like a frosted glass look. Now, it wasn't everywhere in Windows 10 because Microsoft never got around to applying it everywhere. So there were areas of Windows 10, and there still are, where you do have transparency, but there is no acrylic effect. So it's not consistent at all in Windows 10. So acrylic is used in Windows 11 as well. The Mika effect, and again, Gareth or someone else, please correct me if I'm wrong, that I think the Mika effect is only used on the tops of Windows. So like this area of Windows. So you can see it now, actually. The colors from the right hand side of the wallpaper here have very slightly tinted the top of this window here. I don't know why I'm pointing at it with my hand because you can't see that, but obviously you can see the mouse cursor. So yeah, it's just a very subtle transparency that allows colors from the wallpaper to bleed through to the tops of the windows. And it's different to acrylic and aero in that it's only the wallpaper colors that show through. So if you have a window behind this, for example, like the calculator, then that will just be ignored. So you're not going to see any, you know, white coming through from the calculator. Well, it's black now, isn't it? But yeah, you're not going to see that. It's just going to be the wallpaper colors. Wasim says, yes, it's me. Ah, good. Yeah, I thought so. Well, thank you for joining. I hope I'm providing some entertainment for you on Friday. Right, so Mr. Rocket was asking about code names as well. So the code name for the whole UI changes is Sun Valley in Windows 11. Right. Dominic says Mika is copying macOS's frosted glass. Yeah, it's similar to that as well, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Right. Sorry, just catching up on chat. 1 second. Antonia says, what about making a side series in which you explore Mac builds? I mean, it's doable. This is quite a common question. I do get this a lot, but I think the main issues with this I have are, firstly, I'm not as interested in Mac OS as I am Windows. I mean, I know I use it as an everyday operating system, but, and again, if you're at the beginning of the stream, it's just because mainly I don't like Windows 10. Windows 7, I love it, but not all my apps work. And I also have an iPhone and an iPad. So macOS just plays nicely with my other devices. So it seemed like a sensible option. But I'm not really, per se, interested in the history of it, really. Obviously, I'm interested in Windows history. So I could theoretically do stuff on macOS. I just wouldn't find it as interesting. And also, to be honest, I think, you know, there's so much Windows history if you look at the development of different Windows versions, that I think that by itself is enough stuff to, you know, give me work to do on this channel for a very long time. If we, you know, with the aim that we eventually look at all versions of Windows, you know, all of the development of all versions, that's going to take quite a long time, I think. So yes. Right. Noob says hello. Noob says whoa, hello. What's the whoa for? Thank you for joining. Are you just a bit shocked, maybe? Right. Okay, so I was looking at StartIsBack, wasn't I? I don't know what I've been doing. I've just been losing my train of thought. Okay, so let's actually go back here and look at this. So what should we put this on actually? I'm going to look at some of these other settings, but shall I put this on? I don't know. What do you think? Shall I do a poll maybe? Let's do a poll. Okay, so I'm going to do a poll. Let me know which of these options to choose first, and then I'm going to go through all the other sections and tweak it, basically. So let me know what you would prefer. So Windows 11, Windows 10, or Windows 7. As a starting option, just let me know what you'd prefer here. I didn't type in a question, by the way, I've just put the options in, but let me know. I'll just have a little drink while I'm waiting for those votes. Oh, that was quick. Okay, that is an overwhelming majority for Windows 7. Okay, so let's do that. perfect. Oh, and I tell you, should we do this? We've got to do this. Let's get the Windows 7 wallpaper. We have to, don't we? Windows 7. Now, the Windows 7 default background is called Harmony. Just as my little... Look, my little Windows fact for the evening, which I'm sure some people knew already, but there you go. Just in case, it's called Harmony. Right, but how easy is it going to be to find this? Actually, maybe not as easy as I thought. Windows 7 wallpaper? Maybe if I type in Windows 7 Harmony, is that just too specific? I don't know. Let's try it though. I mean, these are chopped off. Why is that? Or is it just the way it looks there? Oh, no, it's not. It's just the way that Bing makes it look. Oh, thanks, Bing. That's really helpful. The good thing about Bing images, though, is, unlike Google images, if you click on the image, it actually literally goes to the image and not to the page that the image is on. So that's actually why I tend to use Bing images. Right, let's set this as the wallpaper. Why is there not an option to do that here? Is that not obvious? Really? There's no option in Edge to set an image as a wallpaper. Okay, let's save the image then. I will do it myself. Windows 11, don't worry about me. Right, personalize. Right. Ooh, has the lead in the poll changed? Oh no, I'm going to disappoint people now. Ooh, it's tied. 11 and 7 is tied. Oh, sorry guys. You weren't quick enough. Right, let's change this. Browse photos. Okay, downloads. Windows 7. Choose picture. Okay. And then we want to go back here because let's change this to automatic accent color, because that should choose a nice blue. That's good enough. And then we'll put this back on light mode because Windows 7 didn't have a dark mode anyway. So let's do that. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice taskbar. Okay, let's do this. Thanks, Dominic. Dominic says, don't forget to enable taskbar color settings. Yes, that would be a good idea. I forgot about that. Let's do that. Oh, it's got to be in dark mode though, hasn't it, to do that? Okay, let's go back to dark mode. Well, actually, I'm going to have to press custom now, aren't I? Because I'm going to need to configure everything separately. Okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. We'll get there eventually. Okay, so we want app mode to be light, Windows mode to be dark. I mean, this makes no sense, does it? If you want a color taskbar, why does it have to be in dark mode? It makes no sense. Right, let's do this. Show it on taskbar. Perfect. And actually, this blue is it's a bit not bright enough for Windows 7, is it? We want something like this. It's like a sky blue, isn't it, in Windows 7? I mean, that's not quite right, but I think that's closer. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Well, maybe a bit lighter. A bit lighter, maybe. What about something like that? Probably lighter than that as well, actually. See, look, this is what happens. I just get distracted, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but why not? Okay, a little bit lighter. Yes? I mean, I know I'm not going to get it perfect, obviously, but... Has that changed anything? The taskbar has not changed yet. This is worrying. Maybe that will not make enough of a difference for it to change. Or do I have to select it here? No? Has that done anything? What happened? That colour just looks like the one I've just selected. Oh, well, never mind. It's close enough. No one's going to care. It's close enough. Okay. Apologies to all the people that have made Windows 11 the most popular option, because I've now set everything as Windows 7. Maybe I'll do 11 at the end. Okay, we'll start with 7 for now. Right, so then let's go back to the settings here. Let's just have a little look at what we can change here. So visual style, Windows 7. Okay, icon size. So this is for the taskbar, isn't it? The icons, I think. No, it's not for the taskbar. It's for the start menu. That's why this section is called start menu, funnily enough. Look at that. So yeah, this is changing this icon size here, isn't it? And actually, that looks almost exactly like the Windows 7 menu. That's really impressive, actually. Icon size large. Okay, icon size medium. So I don't remember actually what size the is this the default size in 7? Or was it a bit bigger than that? I actually can't remember now. Is it this big? Yes, I think. It's actually been a while since I used Windows 7 as well, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and for those of you that are regulars, my iPad has done that thing where it stops showing me the stream. So now I'm going to just refresh this, because when it's not showing me, I get worried that something apocalyptic has happened and it's not streaming anymore. Let's just check that it's actually doing that. Are we still there? Yes, we are. Okay, right. So let's have a look at these other options here. Okay, so I mean, a lot of these options are not specific to this preview version of StartIsBack, right? A lot of these things are just old options that have been there from the beginning. So I mean, all these start menu customization things here are, as far as I'm aware, options that have always been there. So I mean, you can obviously completely customize this start menu that you have chosen. So you can turn off the user account picture. I'm just going to do this at random just to show you. You can, you know, turn off some of these options, turn on some menus for other ones. I think you can also add custom places, can't you? Or you used to be able to the menu. Yes, you can here, custom folders. So you can even add your own folder and choose your own icon for the folder. So you can completely customize the start menu, and it's brilliant. I used to use this all the time because it's so useful. So yeah, love that. So we've got an option here to change the power button default action as well. I'll just leave that the way it is because obviously it doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can see using my customization that I've just done at random, we've got some different options here. So I've got menus for pictures and music, and then I've turned off some other options. So yeah, it's completely customizable, which is obviously brilliant. And then you've just got all the normal functions that you'd expect from the Windows 7 start menu. So you can pin options to the start menu, you can pin them to the taskbar. Hopefully, yes, it's just I've got it open here, haven't I? So yeah, you can pin things to the taskbar. Notice that we also have the Windows 7 taskbar preview design, the Windows 7 taskbar open app design. You know, even the little glowy thing here where you put your mouse over apps. It's all just basically almost a perfect recreation. So yes, I love that. Love it. So then let's look at taskbar. Okay, so then the taskbar. So use enhanced classic taskbar. I'm guessing this is this thing that we have running now. And if we turn this off, it will go back to the Windows 11 taskbar. Let's actually find out. I'm assuming that's what it's going to do. Yeah, it has, isn't it? Because that Windows 11 taskbar is very thick. You can tell. Yeah, so this is obviously a customized taskbar. Let's put this back actually, because that is better. Yeah, that is better. Okay, so we can change the start menu orb here. We can change the size of the icons in the taskbar. So again, these are all features that this program had before as well. There's an option here for corner icons, so we can let it use the Windows 7 flyouts if they still exist in the operating system, or we can choose another option if we prefer. Oh, this is useful. Now this is useful. I hate this combining taskbar icons thing. I always used to have this set on never, like this, but I used to have it with the text off as well, so it was just separate icons, so you could do it with a registry edit in Windows 7 anyway. So yeah, that is also good. Centered icons. Wow, this is really impressive. I'm just trying to digest this because I mean this is really impressive. So actually this should be, in my opinion, if they're going to go with a centered taskbar in Windows 11, this is how it should be. Your app icons should be centered, but the start button should still be in the bottom left corner. That's just my opinion. I mean, ideally, I'd have everything in the left corner, like I said at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, if they were going to center everything, I think this makes more sense. So actually, that is a really nice idea for a feature to have here, I think. Dynamic transparency. Oh yeah, so you can have it basically transparent. Segment. Wow. And I mean, this is not a new feature, I don't think, is it? I think this was in a previous version. But yeah, that is definitely customizable. Does this just go to settings? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I love this. So actually, let's turn all these off. Turn those off. And then if we go to centered icons, I mean, yeah, I think that honestly looks better having the start button there. Or was that just me? Right, let's see what's going on in chat. Dominic says, check your DMs. Ah, yes, I've not mentioned this. Have I, Dominic? Anyone that is on the Discord, and if you're not on our Discord, then feel free to come and join us. The link, if you just go to Windows on windows.com, the link to the Discord and everything else is there. If you are on the Discord or you join the Discord, there is a stream channel on the server where you can post things that you want me to show or talk about in the stream. So go and post here now or in the future, just so that you're aware if you want to share anything that you can't necessarily put in the YouTube chat. Dominic says, check my DMs. What have you sent me something? Ooh, Dominic, does this work in Windows 11? Have you tried it? Ooh, okay. I will do that. I will do that. Dominic has sent me something that will help make the accent colors look a bit better, which is actually a good idea. Yes, I will do that. Just give me a few seconds. I'm going to do that very quickly off screen, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So yeah, Dominic has sent me something here that this is something Dominic's been working on, which I'm guessing it's the same thing, right? Dominic, is this where you've got all the colors from all the previous versions of Windows and put them all together as options, or is this different? Let's see. Settings. Yeah, perfect. I would not have thought it worked in Windows 11. Interesting. Is it wait, is it in the settings app here? Or do I have to go into the old? Is it in the old personalization control panel? Or does it just change the way they look? Oh, I have to go into the folder. Okay. Right, let's do this. Install. Okay. Why did that not appear to work? Dominic, is it meant to say this? I'm not sure. I'm guessing no. Is there a way that I can do it without using the batch file? Edit in Notepad. Okay. What am I editing here? It's not because I wasn't running it as an admin. No, I was running it as an admin, wasn't I? Where is it? It's this here. What is this? Why is it not happy about this? If version 6... So shall I just remove this part? I think. Oh, okay. Dominic is going to send me a fixed version. Okay. Right. I will be right back. Right, let's try this again. Thanks, Dominic. Hopefully it should work this time. Right. Okay, so go to this registry key. Let's do that. So local machine, software, Microsoft Windows. I mean, I haven't really explained this, have I? So this is nothing to do with StartIsBack. This is just to get a nicer accent color to match this Windows 7 wallpaper. Why not? We've got plenty of time. Why not? A little bit of extra fun. Okay, so local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, control panel, that's here, glass colorization, okay, right click, click permissions, click advanced, click on the owner field, click change, type in your username. What is my username? I think it's Woust. Type your username, click OK. Check the checkbox at the top and the bottom. OK. Click yes. Click OK. Wait, click OK, click yes. In the permissions dialog, make sure administrators and yourself both have full control. Right, okay. That's me. And then administrators, yes. Press any key to continue. Okay. 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 Think we've managed to do that. I think. So now, where am I going? Am I just going back to this page in settings, Dominic? Or is it in control panel? I'm not sure. Control panel. Okay. Right. Let's do that. Control panel. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, which is better anyway, isn't it? Right. Where in here is it? Color and appearance. There we go. Right. Okay. Personalization. Color. Oh, wait, that's not right, is it? So wait, why was that not working? Is this error message meaning it's not going to work? Maybe. I am not sure. It's being very laggy. This is not a good sign. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, these sliders are working, aren't they? We just don't have any presets. Am I right, Dominic? That you would usually have presets. Is it just because of it's just not working exactly correctly on here? This is so laggy. Wow. Like, moving one of these sliders makes the whole thing lag. That is not good. But yeah, I mean, it might be useful actually, Dominic, because I think people that might be watching might be interested in this. If you post a version of this on the Discord, in case anyone wants to try it out themselves. But yeah, I mean, it definitely works in older versions of Windows, doesn't it? It could just be that this latest build is not working correctly with it. But I mean, yeah, you can change it with the sliders here, obviously. That's, I mean, that is a nice shade of purple, isn't it? So I don't want to make this lag, but if we go to about here, this will be where we get the Windows 7 blue-ish color. But yeah, this is so laggy. Why is that? It's like around here, isn't it? Maybe a bit less color intense. Something like that. In fact, that doesn't look like it's even changing anything now, does it? Oh no, it is. Is it? I don't know, it's boggling my brain now, but yeah, anyway, this could be a good thing. If you come to the Discord, I'm sure Dominic will post this, because I mean, this is a good thing to tinker around with, isn't it, if you're interested. So yeah. Right, coming back to StartIsBack, we'll just have a look at the few other bits that I've not looked at yet. So, I mean, for the start orbs here, I'm guessing, can you still add your own ones? Oh no, it was saying that you couldn't, wasn't it, before? Okay, so yeah, you can choose from these pre-selected ones, but yeah. Hopefully you'll be able to add your own by the time this actually is finished. Okay, so the Explorer style. So yeah, we can customize this here. So Windows 11 will give you the new Windows 11 Explorer with menu bar. I'll just show you this. So yeah, as we would expect in Windows 11, we've got ribbon, which will give you back the old ribbon from Windows 10, which is definitely more useful. Although, yeah, it doesn't look as nice as it. And then Windows 7, that will just give you the even older Explorer where you don't even have a ribbon and you just have the command bar at the top here. So yeah, that's nice. You can just customize that completely yourself. So what is use enhanced title bar effect? I am not sure. What does that change? May have to restart Explorer for this, but what does that change? I'm not sure. Use enhanced classic search box, use enhanced classic context menus. I don't remember. It might explain these things on that web page, but I don't actually remember if it did. Oh yeah, I've got rid of it now as well. So yeah, not sure what they're actually changing. And then advanced, so store and display recently opened programs. So this is back to the start menu. Store and display recently opened items. Use custom start menu coloring. Okay, let's try this. So let's just do orange. Why not? Because it's a great color. Very intense orange. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for this? You might have to put your sunglasses on. Oh yeah, I like that. Nice. That is nice. Okay, Dominic says that this turns Mika on and off. Thanks, Dominic. That would make sense. And yeah, that looks like pretty much everything here. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, this is an evaluation version, so it's free until November if you want to try this out. And yeah, I mean, this is great, isn't it? It's definitely more than a start menu, because it's changing other parts of the user interface here, which is great, isn't it? It's, I mean, I moan about this all the time, but the customization options in modern Windows are so bad that we, unfortunately, although in a way, fortunately, we need programs like this to bring back some of the customization. So this is great, really, isn't it? I love this. So yeah, that is StartIsBack plus, I think. How many pluses are we on now? I think it's 3 pluses. Yeah, StartIsBack plus. So yeah, there you go. If you want to bring back some of the old Windows look and feel, you can do that with that one app now, which is brilliant. And hopefully it's only going to get better until it's released as well. So yeah, I love that. Love it. Right. So I think that is everything in terms of Windows 11. We should now be up to date. Can anyone think of anything else that I didn't mention that I've missed? I don't think so, though. We talked about the new app redesigns that are coming, like the Paint app, which we know are coming. We're just not sure when at the moment. We've got the release date in October. The Cobalt builds at the moment are now just literally bug fixes. In terms of features, it's pretty much ready to go. Well, I mean, that's a matter of opinion. In my opinion, Windows 11 is not ready to be released on the 5th of October. But who am I to say whether it's ready or not? Microsoft clearly think it's ready. So there you go. It's going to be ready on the 5th of October, whether you like it or not. Aquaholic says, is this 11 or 7? This is Windows 11, which it looks pretty convincingly like 7 now with the wallpaper and StartIsBack, isn't it? Solar Strike is asking if I will take a look at the nickel builds. Yes, basically. So the next 11 stream, I will look at whatever the latest nickel build is. So it'll be the latest dev build at the time. So depending on what happens, if by not next Friday, so the streams are every 2 weeks, basically, if you're not aware. So if within the next 2 weeks we get some big changes in the dev builds, then I'll probably look at the latest 11 build in the next stream in 2 weeks time. If there are not many changes and it's not going to take a lot of time to look at them, then I'll do basically what I've done this last month or so, where I'll skip it next time in the next stream, but maybe the stream after I'll look at the latest 11 build then. It just depends on what features there are, basically. So we'll see what happens. Very exciting to see what new things we're going to get in the nickel builds. I have no idea what Microsoft are planning for the first Windows 11 update. Don't think anyone knows, do they? So yeah, that'll be exciting. Yeah, so basically that's everything for Windows 11. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask or talk about, then we've got about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. So I'm just opening the floor here. Any questions, any apps that you want me to show or try out in this build of Windows 11, let me know. Anything you want to ask me, let me know. And yeah, I'll be sticking around for a little bit. I was going to let you know, like I did in the last stream, about Solar Strike's stream, but I think Solar Strike has just said that he's not feeling well, so he's not going to do it today. But basically, Solar Strike does streams on, well, you've been doing streams on Windows, haven't you? Which is why I've been interested. So I've been there watching them when I've been able to. So yeah, what day are you thinking of doing it, Solar Strike, or do you not know at the moment? But yeah, come and join. Subscribe to Solar Strike because, well, this is just my opinion. I think Solar Strike does very good videos on Windows. So if you're interested in these sort of things, Windows streams, Windows videos, I think Solar Strike has a good channel that you might be interested in. So yeah, go check it out. Okay, so the next stream is on Tuesday, September the 14th. There you go. I should be able to be there. I think, is it going to be midnight my time? I think. Is it going to be midnight my time? I should be able to be there. Well, I will. If it's midnight, I'll be able to be there, definitely. Right. Okay, so let's do a chat catch up. Right. Angelina says, these streams seem fun. Not going to lie, I am glad you have enjoyed. It's been nice, actually. I mean, it's been a bit weird because, you know, like when you've been ill, and you have to go back to work or back to school after you're not ill anymore, it's just weird, isn't it? Because you feel like I don't know, it just feels like weird going back into doing what you were doing before you were ill. That probably makes no sense, but I'm sure you know what I mean. So yeah, I feel a little bit like that. Like I'm not ill anymore, but it's just weird actually going back to work and stuff. So yeah, it's nice though. So yeah. Right. 11 PM to midnight. My time. Yeah. So hopefully I may see you, some of you, in Solar Strike stream. That'd be nice, because I'm going to try and be there. So Tuesday, September the 14th, 11 PM my time, which is GMT +1. So, yeah. Any questions? Anyone else got any questions or anything you want me to check or show in this build at all? If not, that is okay, but I'm going to be sticking around basically for like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, because why not? Why not? We usually, as it turns out, the streams usually tend to be about 2 hours, so why not just try and make it about 2 hours? Okay, Dominic says, can you check C Windows System 32 for a file called theme control panel? Okay. Oh, is this the file that your work depends on? Do you think they might have removed it? Maybe. That would be a bit annoying. Although not completely unexpected. Right, so C Windows System 32 theme control panel 4. Yeah, it's not here, is it? It's not here. Is that something they will have removed recently then, do you think? Noob says start orb is hardly visible. Fix that, please. Ah, yeah. Well, actually, let's actually go back to StartIsBack. Let's change this. Yeah, hang on. Why is it on that start orb anyway? Because it's because I was clicking through them, wasn't I? There we go. It should be on the 7 start orb, shouldn't it? Right. So yeah, that's that. Let's try and make it look a bit more like 7 when we're here. Why not? So we can turn icons off, and that gets rid of recycle bins. So we don't need to worry about that. What about if we go to taskbar settings and then turn off some of these system icons? I don't think you can turn all of them off now, can you? No, you can't. So like these icons you can't actually turn off now, which is very annoying. Especially that language icon. That's always annoyed me. I always used to get rid of that because I can't stand it. Why does it need to tell you what language you're using? I mean, I get it if you're using more than one language and you need to switch between them, but I'm only using English United Kingdom. So the English United States shouldn't even be here, but it insists on being there all the time. See if I can remove it actually. Can I remove that here? Probably not, which is part of the problem. No, I can't, can I? It's just not going to let me. Admin language settings. No, it's not in here, is it? Nope. So there you go. I need to have that English icon there for no reason. Oh, okay. Dominic says this is about the window color thing. You have the file in here. Oh, okay. So copy this to system 32. Ah, okay. Right. Let's try this then. Interesting. So they must have removed that recently then. Very interesting. Right, let's put this back here. Okay. Right, and now if we go to control panel, can I just say as well, how useful is the Windows 7 start menu? It's just so much more useful than anything that's ever come after it. I just cannot believe that the start menus after Windows 7 have been that bad. It's working. There you go, Dominic. Look, it's working. So yeah, this is something that Dominic's put together where it gives you all of the window colors, all of the default colors that were available in all versions of Windows from Vista to 10, I think. Vista to 10 or Vista to 8. So these are all the default colors. The previews, however, don't match up with the colors, so you have to actually hover over the preview to see the colors. So for example, this one is actually the frost window color from Vista. So hopefully if we press this now, it should change the colors, probably very laggily. Yeah, let's give it a go. Yeah, okay, so let's try and find the Windows 7 color, which is called Sky, isn't it? So where is that? Here we go, Sky. Ah, yeah, there you go. Thanks, Dominic. That is the default Windows 7 aero color. That is the color. So there you go. That is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Look at that. So yeah, what else we got here? These look like, are these the 10 colors or are they the 8 colors? At what stage did they stop naming the colors? At some point it just became color 1, color 2, which is really a bit sad. What else should we try? Pumpkin. Pumpkin? That looks a bit green though, down there. Why is that? Is that because of the wallpaper? Let's make it very intense. Ah, okay, so all of these colors come from Vista, Beta 2, Vista, Windows 7 build 6608, Windows 7, Windows 8, and 10 and 11. Wow, so yeah, I mean, that's basically every color, isn't it, Dominic? So yeah, that's great. That is great. So would this still work even if I used the Windows 10 taskbar? Or not? No, why do I keep saying Windows 10? It's Windows 11. Windows 11 taskbar. Do they apply to this taskbar still? It looks like it, yeah. It's just that, yeah, it's because of this background wallpaper, isn't it? It's making it look a different color. Yeah, okay, right. What else we got? What about... Yellow. I'm feeling yellow. Let's see. Where's yellow here? Yellow. 6608. Oh, yeah, it says here, doesn't it, what build it comes from as well. Ah, okay. That is useful. Vista. Vista orange. Did Vista have yellow? I don't think it did it? 66087. 7. Did 7 have yellow? Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Sun. Is that yellow? Sounds like it to me. Yeah, isn't it? You can tell by the window border. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice shade of yellow. Nice. Very nice. Right. Noob says do the default Windows 7 color. Yeah, I did actually. That was the sky color. That was the Windows 7 color. Right. Oh, Dominic says this is the Windows 10 taskbar. Turn off enhanced taskbar. Ooh. You're right. Thanks. Ooh, look at that start menu. You didn't see that. I love... Orange is my favorite color, by the way. So, yeah, I was very excited about that. Right, where do I do this? Enhanced taskbar. Where was that? Taskbar. Oh, there. Restart. Okay. This should look a bit more obvious now what color I've chosen. Right. So let's go back to... Let's try that Windows 7 color first, because why not? So where was that? Sky. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's the Windows 7 taskbar color. Love it. Right. What else is there? Let's try this orange one again. Oh yeah, that is nice. Pumpkin. Look, I could do this all day. It's a bit sad, really, isn't it? Yeah, Wasim says unripe pumpkin. Yes. It's the wallpaper, isn't it? It's the blue in the wallpapers, like combining with the color to make it a different shade of the same color. Oh god. Right. Yeah, and Wasim also says now just change the icons in Shell 32 and voila, you've got Windows 7. Yeah. I mean, maybe apart from the File Explorer windows, it would be nice if we could have these in Aero, wouldn't it, really? Windows 7.7, hello. What happened to my throat then? I feel like I just choked on nothing. Yeah, hello, thank you for joining. I recognise you. You've been in some of the premieres, haven't you, of some of the videos that I put up recently. Right. Dominic says, why not try every single window colour in order? Well, that would take a long time, wouldn't it? But let's have a look at a few more out of interest. I'll choose some at random when we're sitting here. Ooh, that's a nice shade of green, isn't it? Look at that. That reminds me of the leaves wallpaper in Vista 4074. Nice. Yeah, let's have a look at a few more of these. That looks the same to me. What else? Mauve. What about mauve? Oh yeah, that would match that pink Windows 11 wallpaper, wouldn't it? Nice. What else? Pumpkin, done that. Sun. Sea. Nice, that's like an aquamarine colour. Very nautical. What else? Blush. Oh, wow. Tell you what that reminds me of. That reminds me of Windows 1. That's very 80s, isn't it? Very 80s. I love these bright colours, though. What else? Chocolate. Ooh, that's nice as well, actually. Even though that's not a bright colour. Don't you miss Windows being like this? I do. All these bright colours. It brings it all back. This is Windows 8 now, isn't it? Windows 8 yellow. Oh, the wallpaper's messed that one up. Oh no, wait. It's not necessarily yellow though, isn't it? I've got to check the preview. Color 8. I don't know if that is meant to be yellow. Noob says dark mode. Ah, yeah, okay. Let's try dark mode. Let's do that. Oh, look. The start menu moves to the middle when the button's in the middle. Oh, look at that. Why am I surprised? I don't know. We should expect that anyway, shouldn't we? But yeah. There you go. Right, yeah, let's try dark mode. Let's go to this one. Pancake says radioactive Windows 11. Yeah. 80s radioactive Windows 11. Right. Okay, let's choose a different... Oh, look at this though. Hang on. This looks really good, doesn't it? That looks good. That does look good. Okay, I don't know what colours these are, but let's just pick one. Oh, that looks the same as the colour that was already there. Okay. Purple, nice. Chocolate again, love that. I think in terms of favourite colours, I think brown would be a close second after orange, personally. What about you? Love it. So yeah, this is all thanks to Dominic, who has spent a lot of time, I know, putting this whole thing together. So if you're interested, I'm sure Dominic will probably post it somewhere on the Discord. If not now, then eventually, whenever he feels it's finished. So yeah, thanks Dominic for this, because this is actually useful, isn't it? It's really useful if you like customization. Brian says, firstly, hey, hello, thank you for joining. Kind of interested if it generally can happen that Microsoft will bring all Windows to a single style. Well, it's interesting you say that, because to me it looks like that's happening, but with all operating systems. If you think about the main ones, so we've got Android and iOS on mobile, and then on desktop, Windows and Mac OS, as the main ones anyway. They're all starting to look very similar, aren't they? Like Windows 11 is looking like more like Mac than Windows has ever looked, ever before. And I mean, I don't think that is because they're trying to rip off Mac. I think it's because companies are trying to unify the general look of operating systems, because I think it makes it easier for consumers, doesn't it? If you imagine someone that's not into operating systems, someone not necessarily technical, to move from like Android to Windows, they should look ideally similar, shouldn't they? And that seems to be what I think is happening, unless and that could just be my random view on it, but that looks like what's happening to me. Everything's going very flat, isn't it? Like flat, what am I trying to say? Flat, not very bright colours, like calm colours, flat, rounded corners, and it's like coming up everywhere, isn't it? And transparency effects. So yeah, it's interesting. In like 10 years time, it'll be interesting to think like how much more similar all these operating systems will be, because I think they're just gonna keep getting more similar to each other all the time. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think anyway. Noob says, oh, I know about this app actually. Try the Microsoft Store app called Files. It looks much cooler and has blur effect in the navigation bar like in macOS. It's not yet enabled in settings of the app there. Yeah, I know about this app, I think, actually, because I think one of the developers follows me on Twitter, and I think I've seen it that way. I'm pretty sure. Shall we have a look at that before I go? Why not? Let's have a look at this. So this Files app, for people that don't know, this is basically a replacement for File Explorer. I think I have used it, but I think it was a long time ago when I last seen it. So yeah, let's actually have a look at this. Why not? So let's download this. Solar Strike says, ooh, this is interesting as well. I feel a new OS family, not Linux or Unix based, will become the new dominant OS in the future, possibly on ARM. It's just so interesting to think about, isn't it? I mean, Mac OS has always been like second to Windows, hasn't it? But very recently, during the time we've had Windows 10, Mac OS has been steadily increasing in market share, especially, I mean, I don't know what it's like in the US, but especially in the UK, it's increased a lot in the very recently, say in the last 12 months in the UK. So it's interesting. People have definitely been moving away from Windows, definitely. Again, I'm in the UK. If you look at the figures, I don't know what it's like worldwide, but yeah, it's interesting. Right. Brian says, I think everyone copies Apple in general, even Microsoft, which is a shame. Windows was always different. It was more or less consistent before Windows 8. Yeah, you're right. By the way, will you explore its development? Yes, in fact, Windows 8 development, is the series that I am looking at, that I'm doing now. It's just that for multiple reasons, the actual first build episode has been delayed multiple times. So it should come out next week. Should. Unless there's an apocalypse or, you know, a meteor strike or anything massive that happens, it should come out next week. So I'm going to be looking at hopefully build 7850 next week, which is a very early Windows 8 build. So yes, if you're interested, I am looking at currently Windows 8 development on the channel. The first episode is up. It's the general overview episode, like as an overview of all the development. But yeah, starting next week, like I said, fingers crossed that nothing else goes wrong. Starting next week, the first actual build video is going to go up for Windows 8 as well. Let me just refresh my iPad screen because it's stopped showing me the stream again. Right, so we'll have a quick look at the Files app. Before I go, let's open this. So again, if you're into customization, this would be a good thing for you to have a look at if you're not aware of it. So, I mean, this really is amazing, and it should be what the File Explorer in Windows looks like anyway. So, I mean, this is very similar to the File Explorer that was on Windows Phone, but obviously it's much more functional here. Well, I mean, Windows Phone's File Explorer was obviously designed for a small screen, but yeah, I mean, this is just so much better, isn't it, than what Microsoft are doing is trying to, for want of a better phrase, they're trying to tart up the Win32 File Explorer as much as they can. Whereas something like this, which is just completely starting afresh, starting from the ground up and designing it from the ground up, I think this is much better. It's a much better way to go, personally. So yeah, look, we've got tabs, which is a feature that people have been asking for in Windows File Explorer for how long? At least a decade, probably more than that. So yeah, we've got tabs, which is already a big reason to use this because it's just so useful. What else? Obviously an address bar, search, navigation buttons as you'd expect anyway, selection options, display options. What's this? Preview pane. Yeah, I mean, this just looks so much better, doesn't it? Or is it just me? Let's have a look at this preview pane. I think I had some pictures in here. Windows 7 wallpaper, yeah, look. Drives, cloud drives, settings, let's see what's in here. Right, a quick sidebar, on or off. Enable animations when opening and closing the context menu. Ooh, okay, I'll have a look at that in a minute. When launching files, continue where you left off. That's a good idea as well, isn't it? That is something that would be useful in File Explorer. It's just... sometimes I think you need someone that you just need someone that is outside Microsoft to come in, I think, and shake things up a bit. And this is exactly what Daniel Oren did with the start menu. When he came in, he was a behavioral psychologist, came in and designed literally the user interface that we are still using in Windows now, which is amazing, isn't it? And I don't think Microsoft on their own, without having someone like Daniel come in from a completely different field with a whole different viewpoint, would ever have come up with a user interface that was that good. I honestly don't. I mean, they tried one that was similar in Cairo, but it was just nowhere near as usable as the start menu. It's just amazing. Anyway, right. So preferences. So you can set the terminal application, that's useful as well. Show library section on sidebar, useful if you like libraries, but I've never really used them. Show bundles on the home page, I don't know what that is. Multitasking. Tab customization. Ooh, vertical tabs. Dual pane view, I'm turning all this on. Open new tabs in dual pane, yes, we're going to turn all this on. Files and folders, show hidden files, open with a single click. I'm just going to turn on loads of this stuff, why not? Experimental, show item owner in properties, use preemptive cache, preload entries in child directories on navigation. That's a good idea as well. Enable multi-select options. Okay, let's have a look. Firstly, let's check here. Let's, who designed this app? Does it say on the website? Why is Alexa talking to me? Alexa, stop. That was very rude. I wasn't talking to Alexa. Right. Who designed this? Wait, this is macOS Quick Look. That's not the same thing, is it? Oh, that's because that is literally for Quick Look, which is a different thing. Oh, okay. That's why. That is why. Who contributed to files? Look, that was an obvious option that I should have clicked. Right, let's just have a quick look here. A lot of people, actually. This is actually more than I thought. There you go. Look, and it has a GitHub page. I didn't know that either. So yeah, check this out if you're interested. I love this. Let's go back to the actual thing. Let's see how this is different now. So what was that bundles thing here? What's bundles? Is this like a group of windows that you can have together? Oh, so it's like a shortcut thing. Oh, okay. See, that is useful, isn't it? Useful. There you go. Right. I'm going to say 1 minute. Any last things, any last questions that anyone has, and then I'm going to go. Let me just catch them on chat here as well. Right. Oh, there's a lot of things that have gone on here. Right, okay. Solar Strike says Windows 8 betas might be in the live stream that Solar Strike's doing on Tuesday. There you go. If you're interested, then I will be there. Right. Gareth says, this is about COVID, isn't it? If the world was the same in 2019, would we have even gotten Windows 11? That's a good point as well. I think COVID really made Microsoft realize how much people were relying on Windows, didn't it? And they realized that it was not good enough to have Windows 10 in the condition it was in, and they actually put some more effort into actually improving Windows. So yeah, that is definitely a good outcome of everything horrible that's happened. Wasim says Microsoft around the Vista era were ahead of Apple for once. Oh, I probably agree with that, yeah. Dominic says, how is the secret video coming along? This is the Daniel Oren start menu video. So basically, this is a good question actually, because I've not given anyone an update on this for a while. Basically, I have all of the narration and contributions from everyone apart from one person. So I'm waiting for the last person. They have recorded the narration. They just need to edit the narration a little bit. So I'm waiting for them to send that to me, and then it's just going to be a case of how long it takes me to edit the video together. But I'm very excited. It has a lot of my favorite YouTubers in it, and it's so exciting. And I'm still kind of like in a state of not quite believing that all these people were really willing to help, but they were. Everyone I asked was willing to help. So yeah, it's going to be really good. So obviously I can't give an exact date, but I'd say probably within the next month, assuming that I get the narration from this last person, you know, relatively soon. And then with editing time, I'd say probably sometime in September or early October. Right, I'm delaying again, aren't I? I keep delaying. So I need to focus. Okay, focus. So Solar Strike says, you have a Blu-ray drive. Yes, I do have I have an external Blu-ray drive. Because iMacs don't come with drives, which is really... Well, they don't come with optical drives, which annoys me a little bit. Right. Noob says there's a hidden Windows File Explorer, a UWP version. Yeah, that's right, because that's the one that came straight from Windows Phone. That's the same app from Windows Phone. Right. Ooh, hang on. There's... Okay. Right. Razvan says the recent resurgence of macOS might be caused by the M1 Macs, which blow almost everything in their price range out of water. Also, hi everyone. Hello, Razvan. Do you... I mean, I know who you are, but do you want me to use your other name as well, or do you want me to just use Razvan as your name? If that makes any sense, like, is it okay if I disclose what else you might be known as or not? I'm not sure. That sounds more cryptic than it's meant to be. I was just wondering. I don't know if you're okay with people knowing who you are, but thank you for being here. Yeah, the M1 Macs seem to have done really well, don't they? Definitely, so that will have helped. Right. Okay. Noob says I don't have a DVD-ROM. Are you talking about a drive? I mean, yeah, they're not very common anymore, I don't think. Are they optical drives? But yeah, I do have one because I have a lot of backups and stuff on disk, so it's just makes sense. So yes, right. I should probably stop now, shouldn't I? I think, because I keep delaying it, but yeah, I do that a lot. So yes, thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully, like I said, if nothing else goes wrong, like, you know, meteor strike or whatever else, next week, if you're interested on the channel, there'll be the first build exploration video for Windows 8. So I'll be looking at build 7850. That will be towards the end of next week. So on the weekend at some point, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday. And then the week after will be the next live stream, which is every 2 weeks on a Friday, 7 PM GMT+1. So feel free to come and join. If you enjoyed this one, come and join us again then. We could be looking at Windows 11. It just depends on what happens with, you know, how the development progresses. But if not, we'll be doing something else, which is completely random, but nevertheless, I'm sure exciting. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. I will see you then.